Hey there, it's Erica, and today I'm going to show you how to make cinnamon rolls without milk. Whether you're simply out of milk and don't want to run off to the grocery store, or you're dairy-free and you still want to enjoy cinnamon rolls, this recipe is perfect for you. It doesn't scrimp on flavor or texture just because it's dairy-free. Okay, let's make these cinnamon rolls. First, here's everything you'll need. 1½ cups of warm water, 1/2 teaspoon plus 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 packet of active dry yeast, 1/4 cup of olive oil, avocado oil, or melted coconut oil, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1½ cups of bread flour. Now you can use 100% all-purpose flour if that's what you have on hand. These will still be lovely, but they will be the most sublime if you use part bread flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, and finally 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Since we're using active dry yeast, we need to activate it by mixing it with warm water and sugar. Feel free to skip this step if you're using instant yeast. Place 1/2 cup of the warm water, 1/2 teaspoon of sugar, and 1 packet of active dry yeast in the bowl of a stand mixer. Allow to activate for 5 minutes. You should see some activity from the yeast. If you're not seeing any activity, it means your yeast has gone bad and won't raise the cinnamon rolls. Add the remaining ingredients on top of the yeast mixture. Knead on medium speed for 15 minutes. The dough will start out pretty wet and shaggy, but it will become elastic and smooth after kneading. If your dough is really wet, you can add up to 1/2 cup of extra flour. Wait until the dough has been kneaded for 5 minutes before adding more flour, since you can't really tell if it's going to come together until the strands of gluten have had a chance to develop. Look how lovely and stretchy that is. Now transfer the dough to a greased large bowl, turning once to grease the top of the dough. Cover and allow to rise for 1½ to 2 hours or until doubled. When the dough is almost done rising, make the filling. In a small bowl, stir together 1/2 cup of brown sugar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Grease a 13 by 9 inch baking pan. Set aside. Grease your counter as well. Transfer the dough onto the counter and roll into a 12 by 17 inch rectangle. You may find that you need to grease your rolling pin as well, since this is such a soft dough. Pour 3 tablespoons of melted coconut oil or avocado oil over the dough and spread it out with a pastry brush. Sprinkle the cinnamon sugar mixture on top and spread it out evenly. I like to kind of tuck the dough in tighter as I roll instead of just blindly rolling it up. Since the dough is so soft, you have to ensure the roll stays tight, otherwise the rolls will just fall apart. Now carefully cut the roll into 15 individual rolls. Transfer the rolls to the prepared pan in a 3 by 5 pattern. Cover and allow to rise for an additional 1 to 2 hours or until they've puffed up quite a bit. When the rolls are almost done rising, preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius. Bake the risen rolls for 20 to 30 minutes or until they're golden brown and a thermometer inserted into the bready part of a center roll registers 200 degrees Fahrenheit or 93 degrees Celsius. Remove from oven and allow to cool in the pan on a wire rack for 15 to 20 minutes. Meanwhile, it's time to make the icing. Now, if you're not dairy-free, I highly recommend a brown butter or a cream cheese frosting, which are my favorites. But you can still have a delicious icing and keep these completely dairy-free by mixing together powdered sugar and a dairy-free liquid. You can use coffee for the liquid, which is a really nice flavor combination for these rolls. Or you can use orange juice and orange zest to make these into orange cinnamon rolls. So good. If you don't have either of those on hand, you can always use water or a non-dairy milk instead. Okay, place 3/4 cup of powdered sugar, 2 to 3 tablespoons of the liquid of your choice, 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1/8 teaspoon of salt in a medium bowl. Whisk until smooth. You want a consistency that will drizzle over the rolls, but not so thin that it will run right through them. You can add more liquid or powdered sugar to achieve the proper consistency. So there you have it, scrumptious cinnamon rolls made without milk. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to check out this video next to get my easy recipe for baked cinnamon apples. So there you have it, scrumptious cinnamon, scrumption. What is scrumption?